let doors out. SMB, self-made bully.
Football family, what's going on? We back once again. Thisguytlove coming at you with more sports insight opinions and what I feel is going to happen in the NFL and whatnot. Before we get to that, let's always cover what's bigger than sports. And what's bigger than sports is our health and well-being. I hope everybody's doing good during this quarantine process. I hope friends and family is safe and healthy. And as always, my prayers is out to all you guys, and I hope we get through this in good health. Now, let's talk sports. Let's talk NFL free agents and who's out there. We got 3 big names out there. Cam Newton, Jameis Winston, Jadeveon Clowney. Cam Newton is the big name out there for me. Cam Newton is the big fish. You know what I'm saying? Cam Newton is a 2011 first overall pick to the Carolina Panthers, who was also a rookie of the year that year. He broke Peyton Manning's passing record for over 4,000 yards. Peyton Manning. We all know who Peyton Manning is. He broke Peyton Manning's record, okay? Okay. This man also was the NFL MVP in 2015, in the same year that he also led the Carolina Panthers to the Super Bowl, in which he did lose, ironically, to Peyton Manning and the Denver Broncos. But that's here nor there. We're talking about Cam Newton and his accomplishments and what he brings to the table as an NFL starting quarterback. And this man is a mobile quarterback. He's a mobile quarterback, but he's a quarterback who can run. He's not a running quarterback. He's a quarterback that can read all the defenses. He can make all the throws. And if everything ain't going to plan, as far as that offense ain't being drawn out, he can use his legs. He could get up out of there, get you a first down, touchdown, whatever it is he needs to get. He can do that. Where do I think he's going to land? I think he's going to land somewhere like the LA Chargers. Yes, the LA Chargers. Reason why? Because the LA Chargers is a complete team. The LA Chargers is right there when it comes to getting to the Super Bowl, in my opinion. They have a solid running back core. They have a solid receiving core. They have playmakers on the defensive side of the ball in Joey Bosa. They have a playmaker in Derwin James at the safety position. And they have solid corners, one of them being Casey Hayward. It's a perfect situation for him to get that chip off his shoulder where he said, they gave up on me. They gave up on me. All I know is hard work. So him going to the Chargers is my spot for Cam Newton so that he can continue his career and continue to be a huge impact and influence on this NFL league. Now let's talk Jameis Winston. You can't say Jameis Winston without laughing a little bit. Dude is a serious character on and off the field. But what we do know about Jameis Winston is a competitor. Jameis Winston wants to win and win only. That dude does not like to lose. And just like Cam Newton, he was the #1 overall pick to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, in which he was also a rookie of the year for throwing for over 4,000 yards. He's not as mobile. He can make plays with his feet, but he's definitely a pocket passer. Now, Jameis Winston last year threw for over 5,000 yards with 30-plus touchdowns. The only downfall was his interceptions. He does throw a lot of interceptions. When defenders hear Jameis Winston's name as a starting quarterback, they get excited. They get ball happy. They ready to catch passes and interceptions like they receivers out there. But Jameis Winston had off-season surgery. He had off-season surgery on his eyes. Now, we all know how Jameis Winston is when it comes to snapping that ball, calling height, and dropping back. Boy got squints. He always squinting, and that's probably why he throws so many interceptions. So now that he had off-season eye surgery, let's see how that plays out for Jameis Winston. For Jameis Winston, I don't think he finds a home until after the draft. I think because the draft is so deep, I think all these teams are going to draft their players, see what they have on their roster, and that's when Jameis Winston is going to find his home. He's going to be like another Teddy Bridgewater. He's going to be the second string possible starter, and teams are going to see what their starter does, and then if they can't do nothing, that's when Jameis Winston comes in. He's going to become a student of the game for now. He's going to have to slow the game down. He's going to have to learn a new coordinator. He's going to have to learn defenses again. He's going to have to get adjusted to his new vision. So let's see what happens with him. Maybe early May, late April. Now we got Jadeveon Clowney, the impact defensive end. Jadeveon Clowney was also #1 overall pick to the Houston Texans. He was later traded last year to the Seattle Seahawks. When healthy, he is an impact player. 2018, 2017, those are good years for Jadeveon Clowney. But unfortunately, last year, he was traded from the Texans and traded to the Seattle Seahawks, where in between seasons, he couldn't really catch his rhythm. He was learning a new defensive coordinator, learning a new atmosphere. So last year, he wasn't able to play to his full potential. This year is going to be a prove-it season to me. And unfortunately, that doesn't mean that he's going to get the money that he wants or he feels he deserves. He's not going to get that record-breaking contract that he thinks he deserves. He's going to have to prove it. He's going to have to show teams that he's the person that he says he is on the field, as far as being disruptive, as far as making sacks, forced fumbles, and just being a game changer on the defensive football field. He's going to have to show teams what he could do. And just like Jameis Winston, I think he doesn't find a team until after the draft, because again, this draft is very deep in a lot of positions. So I think it's going to put a lot of free agents on hold. But teams may move up with their price and give him something so he can have a proven year. And then maybe next year, if he does everything he thinks he can do, he gets double-digit sacks, is disruptive in the backfield, run stopper, pass deflections, everything that you want to see in a playmaking D lineman, that's what he's going to have to do to get that record-breaking contract next year. So let's stay tuned to see where he ends up. In my opinion, I think he's going to end up with the Pittsburgh Steelers, or he might end up back in Seattle. Two teams that have headstrong head coaches and two teams who are always in the brinks of making the playoffs or going for a Super Bowl push once they get in the playoffs. So with that being said, let's see where these three players end up. Cam Newton, Jameis Winston, Jadeveon Clowney. Three huge names. Three former first-round overall picks with a lot left in their tank. Young guys. Young, hungry guys with chips on their shoulders. Let's see where they end up, and let's see what they do with the rest of their career. Are they going to rise with this chip on their shoulder, or are they going to flop like the teams think they're going to do that, let them go? I thank you guys for joining me. Once again, I say stay tuned for the next post and more insight on NFL news, free agency, drafts, and what teams are doing and what I think they may do and what players are doing and what I think players may do. Thanks for joining me. Don't forget, like and subscribe. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. And if you want, shoot a comment. Let me know what you guys think, man. I'd love to hear your opinions. And, we could talk some football, man. Anyway, have a good day. And look for more posts later. Thisguytlove.
SMB, self-made bully.